Good evening and welcome to the second edition of the Tasmanian Premier League Soccer Show. Joining me again tonight is co-host Walter Pless, the chief soccer writer from the Mercury, and Alistair Hales, the 1976 Rothman gold medalist and former Callie's great.
Thank you.
How have you been, Alistair?
Good, thanks. Yeah, it's nice to be here. Thanks very much for inviting me. And I was very fortunate on Friday night that I went to the Tilford Zebras Kingborough Lions game.
We're going to have a look at a bit of that vision now. What did you take out of Friday night's game, Alistair?
Well, essentially I thought that the Zebras should have won. Well, in the first half they had the bulk of the play, and this young chap here on the ball, number 10, most number 10s are normally good players, Walter. Brasendale, I thought he was really good in the first half. He had a tremendous turn of speed. But for some unknown reason in the second half the Zebras put him more in the middle of the park, and they lost a lot of the width, and as a result I don't think in the second half it was good. This was a good chance here for Freeman, but sadly for him he overran it and just took it too far towards the byline. I felt a bit sorry for this chap because for most of the first half in particular he was fighting a lone hand up front, and he wasn't really getting much support at all for his midfielders, and Kingborough as a whole were quite a defensive outfit there on Friday night, and it made it a lot easier, I thought, for the Zebras, and so as a result they were attacking more, and there were some nice 1-2s. I was quite impressed with this. I think the chap who's on the ball just now, Ricky Self, he came through a lot from midfield. He did a lot of work. I think from memory he had something like about 6 efforts on goals, which for a midfielder was a pretty good effort. But that was part of the whole thing, because the Zebras, I think their total number of shots at goals were about 18 compared to Kingborough, who had 3, which showed the superiority. And I suppose if I was Nicky Lapola, the coach of the Zebras, I'd be pretty disappointed at the end result of this. Consequently, if I was Jeff Freeman, I'd be happy to come away with a point.
I believe you were impressed with the goalkeeper, Adam Coleman.
Yeah,
you just see a save by him there.
He was, yeah. He's quite a big boy, and I thought he was probably the best player on the park. He constantly was in charge of everything. There's another good save he pulled off, and I was very impressed with him. And if it hadn't been for him, I think in the first half in particular, the Zebras would have gone 1 or 2 up.
Charlie White played well in his first senior game for the season. He was a great player in defence.
Yeah, he was, and he was well supported, I thought, by the young chap Marcioli, who I think you mentioned to me, Walter, was only 19.
18.
He's
the youngest captain.
Yeah. We just missed the goal there by Croswell, but I was a bit surprised after this goal. Croswell, for some unknown reason, moved back into the midfield, and I thought that at that stage the Zebras let Kingborough back in the game, and of course here was the equalising goal just about 2 minutes for the end. As I said, basically the Zebras really lost that themselves.
Definitely happy with the point, especially with going down against the Zebras. You don't necessarily expect to get the opportunity to get back into the game. The boys worked really hard to get back into it, especially the young fellas. Brought on young Joel at the end there. It was nice for him to get a goal. Out wide was outstanding for us today. Only 16 years of age, he's only going to get better, so it's pretty exciting. We finished the game with 3 16-year-olds on the park, and we're only going to get better.
Definitely, we thought we had the game won with 5 minutes to go, and they scored a good goal right at the last minute. I thought we did enough to. We created a lot of chances, just couldn't put them away. That's probably something we have to work at training, get them to relax more in front of goals before deciding to have a shot or lay it off to someone.
And Walter, from your opinion, I know it's only early in the season, but the Zebras don't look like the side of last season.
No, they've started off very slowly, Jeremy, and I think if they're going to retain the league title, they're going to have to improve dramatically and score some goals.
The next game we're going to take a look at was Saturday's match, South Hobart v Clarence United. Your feelings from the proceedings of Saturday, Walter?
I thought Clarence did very well in the first half. They've got some really skillful young players like Nicholson and Bremner, and they should have led 2-0 at half time, I'd say, Jeremy. They had 2 excellent chances, which they missed, and then it took South Hobart a long time to get on top, probably 1 hour, and the crucial move was when Tom Roach was moved from the attack back into midfield. and it was his pass from midfield that set up Billy Gasparinatos for the first goal.
It seemed the same sort of situation last week. South Hobart did struggle in the opening term to take control of the match, but we see here some good linking play through the middle of the park. South Hobart, realistically, are they going to threaten the title this year?
Well, I think they've got 6 points out of 6, and if you're not playing well and getting the points, you're doing something right.
Did you? What are your thoughts of this match here, Alistair? Did you manage to get along and have a
No, I didn't actually get along. To be honest with you, I haven't seen much of them this year, but I assume obviously with Ken Morton coaching them, they'll be there or thereabouts with his knowledge. And actually, just watching that makes me wish I was playing a game myself, but sadly not. But I'm just looking at South Hobart there. They look a pretty powerful big team. I don't know if that was the case, Walter. I mean, compared to, say, the Clarence boys, they look head and shoulders bigger than them.
They certainly do have a tall side. People like Billy Gasparinatos, Tom Roach, tall fellows. And as I say, and Morton admitted this afterwards, that they're not playing as well as they could be, but if you're winning and not playing well, things can only get better.
Is it a case of too many chefs can spoil the broth, do you think, Walter?
I think it's a case of deciding on which positions suit the players best of all, Jeremy. As I pointed out earlier, with Roach dropping back into midfield, that made a difference, so perhaps they shouldn't be using him up front.
I guess retaining Billy Gasparinatos has been a wonderful thing for South. I mean, he's scored some magnificent goals and been there when South really needed him to step up.
That's right, he had one season with Taroona because he felt he wasn't getting a game, and now you'll see him score his second goal, a pass from David Abbott there and a brilliant shot.
That was a cracking shot. I mean, Michael Moscogiannis really didn't have a chance there. Beautiful low drive.
He doesn't feel too good. You can see him lying there and he's a bit disappointed with himself. I thought he should have had the first goal, but that second one was a bit difficult to save.
Does South miss Nathan Robinson at all, Walter? Because he's a great player.
They certainly do. They've conceded some sloppy goals at times, and they certainly do miss Nathan.
Yeah, good win in the end. I thought first half we played quite well, changing the ball from side to side, but we lacked penetration. We didn't get in behind them. With Tom, sometimes we're playing them out wide. We're trying to get 2 or 3 players interchanging and moving around a little bit, and it was effective today. We wanted to open the game a little bit in the second half, and I think that happened. It got stretched.
I thought we went out to win the game. We played, in my opinion, very positive attacking football. I said to the boys before the game, the finishing has to be clinical against the good sides. Today, the clinical finishing is what decided the game. Physically, we were outmanned. I mean, they were bigger, stronger, faster, but I think football-wise, I think we were the victors on the day.